Emile Smith-Rowe to Aston Villa considered. It's like Aston have gone ahead to make a final decision on the transfer of Emile Smith-Rowe. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Kevin De Bruyne has come out and really put out a very good message to the fans of Manchester City after really being involved in 2 goals that led to leveling up the game of Manchester City against Newcastle, and then his assist to Bob resulted into the winner that gave Man City a lead of 3-2, and the entire game ended 3-2 in favor of Manchester City. And lastly, we're gonna discuss the game of Real Madrid and what Ancelotti has gone ahead to say alongside Xavi. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum. Third video of the day, I firstly brought you a video about how Arsenal are really building up fitness to return to the Premier League. Then I brought you my reaction about Nigeria 1, Equatorial Guinea 1, then Everton 0, Aston Villa 0, and here I come to obviously bring you this, and I know you guys are going to enjoy it. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And we thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum. Now, this story has been reported by Team Talk. They've told us that Aston Villa remain interested in out of favor Arsenal star Emile Smith-Rowe. The Gunners are reportedly willing to sell the attacking midfielder to guaranteed funds for their own business this month. Now, sometimes if I told you are Mikel Arteta and Edu, you are spoiled for choice and you are left in between what we call a hard press and a rock, because Arsenal needs to reinforce this month. That is it. They need to at least bring in 1 or 2 signings that can obviously complement onto their squad, but the financial fair play rules are not really guaranteeing them to use the money. They even not ahead to obviously collect the Champions League, meaning that all the money they're supposed to use might have already been saved to obviously be used in the January transfer window. And what they are supposed to do is they want to obviously sell to buy. And they would have gone ahead to say, all right, we've gone ahead to collect close to £70 million from the Champions League and the Premier League money. But the problem is they're having huge targets. They're having huge targets they want to make in the summer transfer window, and they will need that money. So what they need to do is they need to sell to buy. And some of those players that Arsenal can sell and get in money, first one is Cedric Soares, there is Edin Ketia, there is Emile Smith-Rowe. Those are the 3 players that Arsenal could sell and really get in money. And all these players are really needed. You saw that Crystal Palace is interested in signing Edin Ketia, Aston Villa and Newcastle are interested in Emile Smith-Rowe, but Newcastle don't have the money. Then Cedric Soares, I think, is it Sevilla that are really interested in him to sign him on a permanent deal. And if you're Arsenal, you ask yourself, what are you going to do? There is even El Nino who is playing for Egypt right now, and they're leading Mozambique by 1 goal to win the African Cup of Nations. So they're having a set of players they can sell, obviously raising money to bring in players. But the hugest junk provider for Arsenal are Emile Smith-Rowe and Edin Ketia. Those 2, if at all sold in the January transfer window, they can get Arsenal £70 million. Now, the big question is, what do you do if at all you are Edu and Arteta? This is one of the most promising talents that Arsenal is ever going to get from the academy under Unai Emery, and everything really came on to obviously happen well. So it's really a confusing situation, but it will depend on the decision they make. And when you look at Aston Villa, I think Unai Emery came out and said that they are not looking to bring in any players in the January transfer window. So this is like a contradiction, but never take the words of the manager serious. In a game of transfers, if at all you're a competent side, every time you find yourself in a situation that the player you've always gone ahead obviously die for to get is up for sale, whether in the summer transfer window or the January transfer window, you obviously go up for him. Remember what Chelsea did for Enzo Fernandez, because if they never went in for Enzo Fernandez, his buyout clause would have gone ahead to be reduced by 40 million euros. It would have gone up to 80, and Enzo Fernandez wouldn't consider going to Chelsea because Chelsea were not in the Champions League. And guess what Enzo Fernandez did? Sorry, and guess what Chelsea did? They broke the bank and brought in a player at 120 million euros. That is it. So it was some huge business. done by the side of Chelsea, because they knew that if they don't go for him in the January transfer window, a lot won't go well for them. So it was a plan for them, and I think Aston Villa might also look through that and say, all right, if Arsenal have gone ahead to agree to it that they want to sell us a player we want, that is Emile Smith-Rowe, we will go in for him. And remember, Emile Smith-Rowe was given a lot of playing time when this guy was at Arsenal. Emile, he's an admirer. And then when Mikel Arteta came in through, he added more onto that, and Emile Smith-Rowe went ahead to become a very huge player at the side of Arsenal. But Arsenal have come out and really put in a very huge shift to see to it that they obviously see to it that he gets back to his fitness levels. And I remember in the morning when I was doing the first video, I told you that Arsenal have something to do on Emile Smith-Rowe. And if they're not to sign any player during the January transfer window, then all they'll need will be getting Emile Smith-Rowe back in form, because we all know how good this guy can be. We all know how good Emile Smith-Rowe can be if at all he picks up. And we wait and see what decision Arsenal is going to make onto Emile Smith-Rowe. Are they selling him in the January transfer window? Will they sell him in the summer? We wait and see what a decision is going to be like at the side of Arsenal. Then we go to Kevin De Bruyne, after having gone ahead to put in that exquisite performance down there at the St. James's Park. He has gone ahead and really said the following: it's amazing. I'm not the person who is very emotional, but I felt what it means for Manchester City fans for me to come back. I try to help the team win and perform. I appreciate everything. It takes me feel very loved. It's amazing. That's what exactly I was going to hate to say. And we all know why he's saying this. He really scored one. We all know that he scored one. After scoring one, that was the equalizer to make it 2-2. And after making it 2-2, he went ahead to put up a shift by creating the second goal for the City Academy graduate. And he went ahead, obviously, putting a lot of shift into that beautiful game of football that gave them a win that was really well desired to take them 43 points, and they're now second in the Premier League table, and they're just 2 points behind the side of Liverpool. So that is it for Kevin De Bruyne. He has gone ahead to put in a shift, and everyone has gone ahead to accept it, that this guy, when he comes in, he's really that best fit for what is happening at the side of Manchester City. He brings a lot of life, into the team, and a lot is really gonna be coming in through for the side of Kevin De Bruyne. And I've seen people starting to say, forget the Premier League trophy, Arsenal and what's the other side? Arsenal and Liverpool, because Kevin De Bruyne is back, and there is no way you're obviously gonna hold that title at any point. That's what they've been told, because after the return of Kevin De Bruyne. And I think it's really important to note that he's really world class. He has always gone ahead to put in a shift, and everyone is really giving us vibes of Kevin De Bruyne, and we all admit he's a quality player that comes in through to obviously put up a shift every time he's called up to represent for Manchester City. And I think he has gone ahead to come in through at a very good time, because we know what Man City does in the second half of the league. They rarely drop points, and they mean business. Even their manager is fired up, because he said he's seeing lots and lots of progress, that they are now going to compete for the title, because his main man is back. That is none other than, what's his name? That's none other than Kevin De Bruyne. And today there is a very huge one. It's the final of the Super Cup, going to be played in Saudi Arabia. Ancelotti has said the following to Xavi, that if we play better than Barcelona, we will win, but I will also be happy if we win without deserving it. And by the way, most finals have not go into the better ways or the better positions on where they're supposed to be. Teams that play better in the finals end up really losing out a lot, and it results into them really going into positions that they don't really deserve to be. So trophies sometimes go to teams that are going to go ahead not to play well, but a final is all about defending very well and utilizing your chances. Whoever does that get himself in a better position to obviously win. So that is it coming in through from the Real Madrid manager, and your predictions are welcome in the comment section below about Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Who is winning that trophy tonight? Tell me your thoughts about Emile Smith-Rowe transfer to Arsenal, made by Arsenal, and they are still contemplating about it, whether to sell him or really keep him. Would you keep Emile Smith-Rowe or sell him, get in money, and be active in the January transfer window? And Kevin De Bruyne speaking out loud, about how he expects everything to go on and really happen for the side of Man City after his return. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. Bye-bye.